So it's been an ongoing um, um, pandemic with the state of Illinois, where I had went to the downtown Chicago, Illinois court building and federal building, and they was able to um, make make it to the executive branch and block out the system of Chicago, Illinois, from reporting the problem of COVID-19. And the judge at the first building, he had he wanted everything to go in the direction for I don't really it wasn't really no one left in the White House after COVID-19. When COVID-19 happened, it wasn't nobody left really that they could choose from. But what was happening was that they were under investigation for the way COVID-19 was mishandled, and it was a whole bunch of truth to be told that wasn't being said, but it was being done on my part. And finally the truth could come out about what had happened with Osama bin Laden and the story about COVID-19. So this judge, he shut down everything because they didn't want America to know that they were the ones providing for Osama bin Laden. And this is in my lawsuit. So you have these you have these blocks in Chicago where these racist people have made their stand for over the past, and when COVID-19 happened, it released their their torture that they was doing. But these blocks couldn't tell that COVID-19 was here to release them to save them. And the judge, he didn't want them to know that. So he already had them going against it. So he had And then he seen that the trouble that he already had caused in these blocks, they were doing the same thing to me during COVID-19. So he made sure that his blocks maintain their violence due to me. And I had filed a lawsuit about all this, and they have they did everything. But I wasn't able to compete. I wasn't able to compete against what they had to say about anything that I had said. And everything they did was all it was obstruction of justice, because they want to maintain their dominance over the people they ruled over. And I had explained where he can't do it unless he has the judge who started this. He couldn't do it unless he had my mother in his corner, where he could tell her what to do. And in my lawsuit, it explains how me and her were battling each other, and he and Patrick Sherlock was instigating, and he liked it that my mother was battling me for him in his eyes. So he wanted to make sure that she always was fed, and he made sure that she always only was fed when she did wrong to me. Anytime she looked out for me, it was always for her. It wasn't in her best interest, because he would make sure that she would have to pay. And so now it had got to a point where it was from her to other people. And this is how he was able to steal my lawsuit and lie about where I stand. And so like I said, he already had the people focus on what he had made them do. He had them focus on feeling guilty about what they already had did to other people. So, like COVID-19. So, it was only in their best interest to make sure that they did something to me, so they wouldn't have to suffer any consequences from their past. And he made sure whatever they needed to do to get me out of the way, he would provide for them. And he provided for them. The courthouse provided for them. Both courthouse provided for them. The federal building and the other courthouse. It's not the federal building. It's another courthouse. But so they both provided for them to cover up the story about both, to hide what the judges have been doing in the city of Chicago and what the people that they chose to use to do it. They hid everything, covered everything up. So now Barack Obama it was Barack Obama who needed to prove that he didn't. That was the rumor was that he tricked Biden, and that's what everything was about. You fooled Biden. And so it was still the clock was still on him to prove that they didn't care about him. They didn't care about Biden being tricked, because they were saying they were all voting. I don't know what that vote mean, but they were saying no, Biden. They was just saying, they was even blaming him, but the clock was still on him. So Barack Obama still had a lead in the office, in the White House, and they were still in the area. They were still they were still following him, and they and the federal courthouse and the other courthouse, they gave Barack Obama some of their offices where when he was on clock, to prove that whatever had happened with the incident, he had to reprove. He had to go. He had to he had to fix everything. So they gave Obama the federal court building in Chicago, and they gave him the other office in Chicago to prove that, to fix everything. But that's where I stand. This is where I got set up, and I got set up from where Barack Obama had disguised itself behind me and did everything to them being still, knowing the direction, still knowing the road, the path where they had took to working Obama office when he was in office, when he was working. They had knew that way, and they were still taking that way. They were still taking that road, and he had to, and this is where he was on the clock. So when they had opened up their office in downtown Chicago in the federal building in the Mayor Daley courthouse, the Mayor Daley Center, they gave some of the people that were in the Obama office who were following him, they gave them off their office. And so they thought when I was telling them how Obama was using me to do everything. This is where they knew they had lost. This is where they knew I won. And they tricked some people who were following him. They tricked them. When it was time to so when I filed my lawsuit, they pretended the courthouse downtown Chicago and the federal building, they pretended that they were gonna file my lawsuit for me. They were gonna help me. You know, so they were gonna help me, and they were going to so they had overthrew them. They had overthrew them at the last moment, where they didn't believe everything that I said when I said that don't trust them. And they had the closest people to me, my parents. They were the ones who had they were the ones who were being they were the ones who betrayed their trust the most. They thought that they could trust them because they're my parents, and I was telling them, like, I don't even trust them, and they thought that they could trust them. So they had set them up. Not mainly my parents. They used my parents because they thought they was coming to take up for me. And they threw them down so bad where they jumped on them. They jumped on them, and now they're playing a bigger role than they are. Barack Obama was on the clock, and the people who was following him, they played a lesser role in trying to prove that Barack Obama we were in the Obama office. We were using the Obama office. He was spying behind me. So they were on the clock. Barack Obama had to prove that, he had to prove it, and so they had they started playing the a lesser role, and it came from it. So then they started saying that from saying they were going to help me to we're going to help the people that Sherlock have these blocks. They started going saying they're going to help me individually, to saying that we're going to help these blocks that Sherlock have destroyed for the last from the past. We're just going to help. We're not going to, and this is where they failed. It's not about all of them. It's not about all of them. It's only about one person. And this is why I have to say, when Jehovah had told Abraham to go save his brother from the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, and he said, and he counted, and he told him, he said, if he told him that if you can save 50 people, go save them. And Abraham came back and said, I couldn't find 50. And it went to a point where he said, okay, if you found one, it went to a point when he said, if you found one, then save them. If you can find one. And this is the thing. That's the thing about me, that it's not about all of these blocks right now. It's not, the clock. It's not on them. They cheated me. They stole my seat, and they don't deserve to be saved. And that's what I was telling them. And they're trying to make sure that whatever it is that is owed to me, I don't get it. And so basically, now I just want to speak about how I had got something in the mail, and they had did something to it. They were trying to make my bowel movements fail. They had they had did a home invasion. They had came in my garage, and they had lied and said that they was just doing a home invasion. And when they came in, they had put something in my milk. I had drunk it, and they were saying to themselves that no, he don't know we went in there, because if he knew we went out, he would have said something. They were saying this. They was boasting about this stuff. They were saying it in my face, and they were saying it where I could hear them. So I was pouring my milk out, and I really, was pouring it out, and I was real mad that they kept on saying that. So my milk would start looking green. So I stopped drinking it. And when I was done, that pill started reacting in my system that was trying to make my bowel movements fail. When I went to the bathroom, it felt like my whole stomach, my whole kidney and everything collapsed in the toilet. But it almost did it. I drunk too. I could tell that if I had drunk any more, that it would have been worse than what it already was. So they had sent me. I had ordered something online, and that pill that they had used, they had put it in my clay, my soil. They had put it in my soil, and I was telling them that I had took, when COVID-19 had happened, that I wasn't the one running around being a ruckus. I just went and took some everybody had their own everybody had their own herb that they used when COVID-19 happened. Everybody had their own herb. Their herb was hand sanitizer. Their herb was Lysol. Their herb was pediatric baby juice. Everybody was trying to come up with their own herb where they could say that, to overpower COVID-19. But I was the only one that took and treated it. I was the only person that treated. I was the only person that was treated by COVID-19. So so this judge had recalled what I had said to myself when I was treated by COVID-19. I had recalled after COVID-19 was over that I synced another herb. I synced another I synced something else that I had could have um I synced something else that I had could have got instead of what I had you know. So I remember when I said something about Flintstone tablets. So this judge remembered that I said something about that. So he sneaks behind my postal delivery, and he don't want us to say that he's coming with a whole bunch of something crazy, some type of vaccine where he don't want to say that he's taking a crazy approach about COVID-19. He's up to no good. So he says, I want to put some Flintstone tablets to look like he's being sincere, but he's not. He was only up to something else. So he said, I want to put some Flintstone tablets. The pill that they had broke into my garage and put in my milk, and it was a pill, Flintstone tablet, and the pink. It's that pink medicine when you was a kid that you used to always like when you was, and it tastes like bubble gum. They put that pink medicine that tastes like bubble gum, some Flintstone tablets, and they put that pill that they snuck in my garage with inside of. They mixed it up. This is what they used to try to make my intestines fail. I'm gonna tell you again. And they said this pill was some type of this pill women use after they give birth. It cleans their system out. So it was some type of abortion pill. It's some pill they had put. It's some pill after when women give birth. It drains out their whole system. It cleans out their whole system or something. But my whole system almost collapsed. So they put this pill, the pill I was telling you about when they broke in my garage and put it in my milk, and they put Flintstone. He put Flintstone tablets and that pink medicine that you love when you were a kid, when you little. You always used to drink. They put it in my clay soil, and they mixed it. And every time the fragrance of the condition of new merchandise arises out of my soil, it gets beat and whipped with Flintstone tablets, this pink medicine, and an abortion pill. And I still have the package, and I still have most stuff that they tried to attack me with. So I couldn't use it, because if I used it, it's fatal. And they had also had took, so now, and this is, so now they had took my Terium. So they picked all this up from the post office and did this to it. It's out of hate. And when you file a lawsuit, you can file against hate, but it's going out of the category from what my lawsuit is about. My lawsuit is about Medicare. So now they go to the post office, and they also pick up something else that it's my 40-gallon Terium screen divider, where it divides two of the animals that I have bought, and they spray something on it. Where it's something that they nasty. They were mad that I'm cleaner than them in a state of being that I'm in, that I'm cleaner than them. And they wanted to do something to me because they're contracting AIDS and HIV to everyone. And they were mad that to them they need to do something to you, because I don't know why. It's out of hate. So they go to the post office and they spray my stuff with something, and it had ticks on it. My stuff had ticks on it, and it tried to pull my hair out. And I woke up this morning and it was all in my hair. You know what I'm saying? It felt like fleas and everything else. I don't know what it was. And I had to they had pulled my hair out from the past. And this is what they doing. And this is what I mean by how, like, this whole lawsuit is not true. This whole lawsuit, because you have Cash Patel. They did the drug deal with Cash Patel, and